Howdy there, darlings. How are you guys doing today? My name is Rabbit, and thank you for joining me for episode number 12 of Let's Semi-Blindly Play Through Eternal Eyes for the PlayStation 1. In our previous episode, we made it to floor number 2 of the Hall of Dolls / possibly Velato. I still don't know if they are the same place or if the Hall of Dolls leads us to Velato. I'm gonna guess though, just provided all of the other translation issues and general typos and grammatical issues we've come across so far in the playthrough, I am going to guess that maybe Velato was the Japanese name of this area, and then they still used the name in some of the text, but then translated it to the Hall of Dolls in other text. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's too far-fetched to assume that this was a translation error. But anyway, we made it through floor number 2. We got some fairly decent drops, like a couple of ornaments / accessories for our puppets. And now we are ready to head on to the 3rd floor, where either a fight awaits us, or maybe we will be speaking with this puppet that has the information we need about what needs to take place next. But already, just with this music, our answer was provided. And we have just been seeing new puppets on every single floor. This is quite a journey, y'all. Let me quickly R2 it, and no, screw you guys. Wow, I guess it, oh my god, they're so cute. Chuff. She's adorable. Oh my gosh, we cannot let Luke get this puppet because I don't think he's just going to be using it on the battlefield, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, she's got Grail, she's got Wave, throws an SW. What the fuck does that mean? A medium amount of damage. And then Gustoma. Oh, it says Speds? I think that's supposed to be spreads a vacuum whirlwind. I think that's what that's supposed to be. We'll just assume, and then small amount of damage, and then a stone with Grail. Okay, interesting. I cannot get over these chuffs. They look so cute. They're like carrying lollipops. Ah, it's so adorable. I just cannot even deal with it. And then the sleepers, I don't think have any abilities that are too threatening for us. So this should be a much more leisurely battle for us. I think I was sweating it a little bit on floors 1 and 2 just because sudden death, you guys. I've bitched about it in every single episode since we've seen it. I'm not playing those goddamn games where I want to lose my entire team because the game feels like fucking trolling me. Not today, you guys. Not today. But anyway, let's see. I cannot reach that one, but I think we're fine to spread out the damage a little bit. As I was just starting to mention, since it doesn't look like they have too terrible of spell sets, because I think the Dreamers had like 1 or 2 things. I don't know, but it should be fine. That's what I'm going to tell myself anyway. Maybe this is a horrific decision, and fast forward a couple of minutes into the video, I'm cursing and crying, but I think for now, it's going to be in my favor. But let me, oh god. I keep fucking my range up, and I'm not trying to hear this, but we can at least hit him with this. You're not quite outside of my range, Dreamer, so dream on. But anyway, friends, darlings, viewers, how are you all doing today? I hope that life is treating you just grand, and that as you are watching this on whatever day it is, I mean, this is like our 12th episode in this recording session, so quite a few videos have been churned out by the time that you are getting here. We're knocking on, I guess, week number 2 of Eternal Eyes footage coming out. I had started talking about this in our last episode that I do have every intention of doing an initial impressions video, so I doubt this will be our final episode, maybe this one, and if we have a conversation with someone in episode number 13, that might conclude everything. For this recording session anyway, obviously not for the full Let's Play project. I try to get through from start to finish. That's the name of my game, and the point of my channel is to highlight and showcase these underrated gems and allow you guys to see the beginning of the narrative and just follow along with me until we get to the closing credits. So anyway, with that being said, and holy shit, that is a fuck ton of damage. Something that suddenly popped into my mind, and then I'll get back to this in a second about the initial impressions videos and I guess the point of the channel. I Didn't really need to insert that. You guys, if you're watching this, more than likely know that I play quite a few underrated games, and I play them from start to finish thoroughly and somewhat methodically. Not always. I can't claim that every time. But something that I am curious about, and I don't know if there's a way to find out outside of just it happening, but I'm curious. Does the game generate a game over screen for you? Or basically, do you lose if Luke dies? Or does your entire party need to be wiped out in order for a game over to be the case? I'm not gonna fucking risk it. If I don't have to see a game over screen, I would rather not. But, you know, just something to take into consideration. Some games, your whole party has to go, and that's likely because you can have different party members that can bring people back. But in a game like this, I don't really know. Will it matter if your puppets stay alive? Or since Luke is technically the one commanding them, him dying, it would make sense that they would no longer be animated, or there'd be no one providing direction to them and controlling them. So I don't know how the game is going to spin that. I kind of do want to figure that out, but I don't want to test it out myself, y'all. That seems a little unwise to me. Well, I guess unless I save it myself and just do it for shits and giggles. I don't know. I don't really care that much, but I just thought I would pose that question. Will this thing please freaking die? I also need to start paying attention to what colors seem to be more powerful against other colors, because I don't know if the colors quite work like, whatever, we'll use gravido. I don't know if the colors work quite like elements would, where, for example, maybe water trumps fire and fire trumps grass / earth or whatever it would be. So I don't know if, like, red trumps blue. Does white trump yellow? I don't know. Does it matter? Probably not. That's another one of the things I was sharing with you guys in our last episode, and I guess ties into what I was beginning to say again in this one, that I think in general the game is going to be pretty straightforward. And even if straightforward is not a wholly accurate adjective for it, because maybe there are some things that will remain cryptic and I won't ever figure them out, I think the game is going to at least be easy to get through. Or it's not going to be that humongous of a challenge to get through, I guess, is really the point of it all. Oh, there's only 2 of y'all left? That's crazy. I feel like we just plundered you guys. They got a little destroyed. Now, I'm going to need to move so that I can reach y'all. I will kill this one is the Dreamer, and that is Chuff. That is correct. Okay. I think I will, since you both have full HP anyway, just take out this guy. He's so cute, but can't have him sleeping on the job. He's got to suffer for it. I'm sorry. That's just how it has to be. But I was starting to ask you guys, how is everything going in your camps? I hope that life has been treating you well, as always. Since several episodes have rolled out, I know I probably have asked this at least 4 times within this recording session. But for you guys, it's probably been spread out across almost 2 weeks, since I've really inquired about your states. Things are good in my camp. I was sharing with you guys that work-wise, I'm feeling pretty good. I've been in I just want to throw it out again, I'm so grateful. It was very generous of my Wisconsin organization to still keep me in a remote capacity. Takes a lot of pressure off, but not gonna likely pursue this long term just because I like work-life balance and I don't appreciate being on call like all fucking day. I just don't think it's fun, and I like having a place to physically be. I just think it's nice, for me anyway, to have that separation where, as much as I love my husband and I love my home and I love all my animals, it's good just even for productivity's sake for me to get up, get ready, get showered, put on my power outfit and walk or drive to wherever I need to be and tackle whatever work commitments I have. Also, something I think some people don't think about with remote roles, I guess it depends on what you do. If you're involved in, like research or any sort of education related thing, I guess, again, commitment maybe, or position, traveling sucks, you guys. Like I have a conference that oh God, fingers crossed I don't have to do this, but I might have to fly to present at this it's really an expo. I shouldn't call it a conference. And I've done them time and time again, so it's not like it's going to be anything new or insane. But, You know what? How much HP? Hold on, y'all. Finish this thought. Ooh, you know what? Maybe I think I'm going to move forward and physically attack this girl. Hopefully we don't kill her because I want to try and have Haresh, if he can. Oh, shit. I wanted to try to have Haresh get the final attack so we could get more of that XP. You guys know I've talked about that quite a few times, so don't need to venture forward into that discussion yet again. But I guess coming back to what I was saying, it's not like expos and conferences are new uncharted territory for me. It's certainly not the Wild West, but I don't like flying. I don't like commuting. Oh my gosh, work-related travel is always a pain in the ass for me. Some people love it. It's nice for them. Basically, they get like a little paid vacation, right? Because you get put up in a nice hotel, or you stay with a coworker, or in an Airbnb, whatever. I guess the company will spot you for, and you get to see something new, and you get to meet all these other bigwigs and rub elbows, but I don't love that. I'd rather just have a place to be in at least the fucking same state as I am. If I have to travel, I want to be able to drive home that same day. Even if it's like an expo that's 3 hours away or a conference that's even fucking 5 hours away. I just would rather that so that I can be home, even if it's not that same evening, if I could just come back the next day versus needing to be gone for like a fucking week. Because I am not about that life where I'm buying a ticket to fly somewhere for like a 5-day work commitment. And then you immediately turn right around. I don't know. I feel like if you have to be there for the 5 days, I'm just going to make like a week-long trip out of it so that I get the most bang for my buck, even though I'm not paying for the ticket. So it probably shouldn't matter, but yeah, it just wasting cash. It kills me and it triggers me a little bit. But anyway, who cares, right? I'm not paying for it and it'll be fine and I'll survive, but I hate it. So I will definitely be looking for some sort of opportunity here. And fuck, 4th floor, are we really going to have to fight again? Y'all, I'm not feeling this. You know what? Whatever. What do you say? We just go and see. We might be talking to someone, or it might just be another set of fights. But if we can power through this in the next 8 minutes, I think whatever. We'll have 2 in 1. 2 for 1, baby. Y'all are getting lucky. You didn't think you were going to get to see this many new things, but check it out. Rabbit's got your back. As always, I try to look out for you guys and give you what you want. And oh my God, Sans, you really let yourself go. Bone Rock is the name, and Grail is his game. Throws a small stone from above. I think this is all that's here, and as long as it's just oh no, there are mummies too. How spooky. White Cross. I like that name a lot, actually. So Ilu sends the enemy into a different dimension of space and eliminates them. That better not be a fancy way of describing, insta-death again. That's bullshit. We're killing these things first. I'm not doing it. I will never stop saying that. I cannot be bothered with that kind of trash, you guys. Not on my watch. I don't think so. So anyway, with job-related stuff aside, I'm sure I will have fun updates for you guys when we do resume in whatever our second recording session will be for this. I will just, you know what? We're just going to take baby steps and make everyone else come to me. Oh, I guess I don't have to do full-fledged baby steps on everyone. And Haresh might be able to reach. Let me move on over. Oh, yeah. Haresh can just skirt all across the map. There's nothing outside of his reach, it seems. And I guess, whatever, we'll just go in order. Okay. Or we won't, because I can't quite reach. So shall we utilize... Gravito's not going to... Kamal, I guess. Whatever. Oh. 3 should be able to reach him. Did I just not see this properly? Oh, or maybe that one was only 2? I don't know. I guess I should actually be looking at the ranges before I just suddenly use them. But again, you guys know I just like to kind of gab while I'm going through the motions. But whatever. We got a little bit of damage off, and at least he did get a level there. So that is good. That defense going up and hopefully diminishing the likelihood of Haresh getting murdered. Because the way he started off, I was a bit worried about him catching up with the rest of our teammates. But hasn't been a problem. So anyway, I'm sure, as I was starting to say, in our next set of episodes for our future recording sessions, I will have hopefully some fun updates regarding any job changes and opportunities that kind of unfolds for me. But for now, just kind of going through the motions with work. Honestly, as an aside story, I don't know what suddenly made me think of this. I guess thinking about work and the fact that I'm going to have to see this girl and I'm not super looking forward to it. It's going to be a bit awkward for me, but okay, let me tell you guys this story. So when Andrew and I were still living in Wisconsin, I would say I made some pretty decent relationships, or I fostered some pretty deep relationships with a couple of work people. I'm not one of those folks that's opposed to becoming good friends with people that I work with. I think in general it just makes things flow a little bit better while you're at work, although there is the argument that if one person is unprofessional or if one person is just a little more immature than the other, if there's any sort of spat or disagreement, maybe it does pose the risk that that other person will be incapable of setting aside their personal feelings about you and just getting work done. So it can make collaborations in the future more difficult than they might really need to be. But I haven't really run into that too much, so it hasn't been something I've worried about, but it's always a possibility. So something to keep in mind for your own, work / casual friendships, like how you want to draw that line in the sand. Do you want to be really good friends with workmates? Do you want to be maybe more just casual friends with them where occasionally you get a beer, but you're not like calling them all the time or texting them all the time? I don't know. I've heard multiple debates on this. Some people think it's not a big deal. Others are like, nope, I never see my work peers outside of work unless it's a work-related event. I think I kind of usually straddle the line where I'm in between, where I wouldn't say I often am best friends with people that I work with, but I don't mind going out and having dinner with someone or spending the night at their house once in a while, like just to hang out, like if we're working on a project, just make a fun time out of it, So anyway, there was a girl in particular. We'll just call her Lucy. I really like that name, Lucy, by the way. Am I alone here? It's kind of old school. It's like Alice, right? Or Ramona. They're not that popular names now, but I think they're so beautiful. So Lucy, Alice, Ramona's maybe not beautiful, but I can dig it. I think it's a good name. Anyway, again, I digress. So we'll call this girl Lucy. She is interesting in that I think she was very much like a one-woman show where a lot of people feared her. They didn't really know how to react to who she was and just in general what she kind of brought to the table. She was a hard worker. She was very reliable and responsible, but a bit off-putting to interact with just because she's a little cold, a little guarded, and I would say in general she's just not unkind, but very abrasive and unfriendly, but you can't fault her necessarily because she would get her work done. So, you could call her an asshole all you want. You could say she's just this fucking rude bitch, but nobody was going to do anything about it because if you needed something done, you could count on Lucy to be the one. Like, I think more people relied on her than they needed to, and maybe part of her frustration was that she was stressed by all the stuff that was put on her shoulders, but she didn't like disappointing, so she would never say no, even though she ran into a lot of situations where saying no would have made things easier on all parties involved. Anyway, so that's just a little bit of backstory to her. So I remember when I had first started working, like everyone told me, watch out for her. She's super just hard to get along with, but if you need something done or you have a question, she will answer your question for you and she'll, answer it honestly and thoroughly, and you should be good to go. I didn't really worry too much about it. Like, again, for me, I don't have to be best friends with everyone that I work with. So if Lucy was truly an asshole, whatever. Like, I might not like her and I might not even respect her as a person, but I think I have the type of work ethic where even if I absolutely can't stand someone, I can still work alongside them and be productive because, we're ultimately here for a purpose, and that person isn't for us to be friends. It's for us to get shit done, to either be doing more research or to be helping patients or to be, working on different educational efforts, like whatever. That is what I would focus on, even if I can't stand this person's guts and wouldn't care if they put in their notice that same day and I never saw them again. So anyway, I wasn't really sweating the small stuff with Lucy. I just kind of approached her when I needed to, but there was a day when it was the two of us because I I think I had a lot more experience with one of the projects that the company was wanting to begin looking into, and it was like a new journey that they were wanting our department to embark on. And I went to Lucy, and like, because she had just been known as being kind of like a good foundation. A torn vest, what is with these ripped pieces of armor? I'm not understanding this. But anyway, she had been kind of like a big foundational piece for a lot of different projects, so they knew she was consistent and reliable, and then they knew I had a lot of background experience in what they were trying to do. So she and I got paired off, even though we hadn't worked together too extensively in previous efforts or on previous projects. But it was interesting because we kind of got together, and I would say that one project that we kind of had to start doing together, it launched us both forward into somewhat of a deeper friendship. Hold on. Torn vest, smelly and in rags, treasure or rubbish. Can't be bought, but would anyone want to? I almost wonder if these are genuinely just trash that we'll be throwing away. Like, I highly doubt, friends, that we are going to be looking at any sort of crafting system. It's possible, but highly unlikely. But anyway, I guess I'll save like the meat and potatoes of this story for our upcoming episode when we're making our way through the 5th floor. But just to leave you with a little bit of juicy info. So Lucy and I kind of became really good friends as a result of this project that we worked on, and I learned more of her deep, dark secrets, and she began sharing a little bit more with me about why she was so guarded and a lot of relationships that she had been screwed over in, and a lot of, I wouldn't say like discrimination she faced. She was very beautiful, like flowing blonde hair, like big, beautiful blue eyes. Like, she was gorgeous, and I think just made maybe bad decisions throughout her life that kind of established a reputation for her within the community, because she was born and raised in, I think, a city that was like 45, 50 miles away from where we were. So, you know, wasn't necessarily from that town, but, you know, rumor spread, Wisconsin's overwhelmingly rural, even though there are bigger hubs like Milwaukee and like, what is it? Green Bay, I think, is another bigger city or a bigger area anyway. But so the point is that I think she had established for herself a reputation, and, you know, things just, they snowball in some of those places. It just kind of happens that way. But I learned a lot more about her, and we became pretty decent friends, even though I think most people wouldn't have thought we would get along or would have ever assumed that she and I would be close, but it just kind of worked out. So anyway, she recently visited me, and that was super duper awkward, and I don't even know, like, if I want to fucking talk to her anymore. So I will give you guys all of the deets, and I will spill all of the tea about this ratchet ass visit that went down when she was here for like a full week. So as I said, we will discuss all of that in episode number 13. But for now, I bid you all adieu. I, again, hope you all have a wonderful day following watching this, or evening if you're checking this out super late at night. And as usual, when signing off with you guys, I like to remind you that my name is Rabbit. This is my semi-blind playthrough of Eternal Eyes for the PlayStation 1. And I am so grateful to have you guys along for the journey. So take care, be good, and I will see you in episode number 13, where we will head onto the 5th floor and go through a little bit of my own ridiculous life and how I uncover all the crazies, y'all. I guess that's just how it goes. But I will discuss that more with you shortly. So take care until then, y'all.